Of the Marikana tragedy in remembrance of the 34 miners who lost their lives during the Lonmin miners' strike in Marikana in the northwest. Events are being held in Marikana to remember this day, and we've got a team of journalists that are covering this story, and certainly those that were there on the day that it did happen. And what we're going to do is now cross back to Vuyo Mvoko, who is in Marikana today, and he's joined by a host of other SABC journalists that were covering the story, that witnessed the occasion firsthand, and they're going to share some of their memories with us here on Morning Live. Vuyo, it's over to you.
Well, thanks very much, Leanne. Yes, indeed, people are slowly trickling in. The workers and some of the community members are already here dancing and singing, getting ready really for the proceedings that should get underway at around 10 o'clock. The police are already here. They've done the sweeping. Security is also getting ready, positioning themselves. But as you just said, I'm being joined now by my colleagues who covered the story even like before the massacre, and they have stayed with the story since. Lizette, I want to start with you. On the day, you know, the drama, just take us through what went on that day as you were witnessing it.
Well, we knew that when Provincial Police Commissioner Zukiswa Mbombo came out in the morning to say today is the day that something will happen, she was not clarifying exactly what police plans were. And we came to the Koppie early in the morning, as we did the previous few days. And mine workers were sitting again, not as calm as it was today. The air was full of tension. They were sitting on the Koppie, 2,000, 3,000 of them. And at around 3 o'clock, police gave them the ultimatum to move from the Koppie, or otherwise they will remove them. And we know that then in the scuffle between the mine workers and the police, we know that the 34 mine workers were killed.
Completely unexpected.
It was. We were expecting that something was going to happen, but because we were not being told exactly what police planned, we did see mine workers starting to move from the Koppie as the police were busy deploying the barbed wire, but we did not expect that they will indeed start to move towards the police. And they did then come down the mountain here behind us, moved towards the kraal, and it was between that Nyala and the kraal that the 34 mine workers were then killed.
I want to jump you, Silo, for now and go straight to Dumi. Now, you took the pictures. What was going through your mind as you were taking those pictures, scary as they were?
Indeed, it was very scary. You can imagine the situation at that time, you know, seeing people being shot at. You know, for the first time, I thought it was like a movie. You know, the rattling of the gunshots, you know, seeing people going down as if, you know, they'll just wake up and, you know, run away. So it was really scary, but I had to be strong and, you know, get on with my job.
I guess a question a lot of people are asking, in a situation like that, what does a camera person do? I mean, you've got to take these shots, scary as they are. What's going through your mind as you are taking them, as you are rolling that camera?
You know, you need just to focus, you know, just to concentrate on what you're doing. At the time, you know, all was in my mind was just to take pictures and nothing else. Despite that there were people, you know, being shot at, being dying, but, you know, I had to focus and, you know, concentrate on my job, and that's what I did.
Post the event, is it something that stayed with you? Did you have any sleepless night?
Not really, you know, because it's not for the first time. So this one was bigger than the ones I had before. You know, I've covered incidents where, you know, there were fatalities, but this one, you know, seeing people, you know, die in front of your eyes, it was something different. But, you know, I'm used to it, you know, with more than 20 years experience in the industry. So, look, I can soldier on.
I mean, Silo, you were with the story. In fact, even prior, take us through the 10 days where, I mean, about 10 other people died. That was before now the massacre. How would you describe the atmosphere in Marikana during those days, in the run-up or in the leading up to that fateful day where the miners, 34 miners died?
I will take you back to as early as January when we were doing the story at Impala Platinum. By then, you could sense some patterns of instability in the Platinum Belt. And fast forward that to Marikana. On Sunday, we saw two security officers being killed and their bodies being set alight. And on Monday, we saw two police officers being hacked to death. And on the very same day, 2 other mine workers were killed. Now, these mine workers were marching from Karia Mine, which is about 3 kilometers from here. And it was very much traumatic in a sense. By then, you could sense that something big was going to come out of this.
Was it that obvious, though? In other words, the events that preceded the day of the killing of the 34 miners, would you say it prepared everyone really for the kind of thing we ended up seeing on the days? In other words, the deaths of the security guards, the deaths of the police, can you really say that it is something that prepared everyone for the day?
It remains a mystery, because you remember that for the 3 days after the killing of the 2 police officers, there was no violence, and that is what the lawyers of these mine workers are contending, that, but to a large extent, there was calm here, and police could have moved in swiftly to avert what happened on the 16th of August.
Well, of course, a lot of these things, Lizette, are subject of the Commission of Inquiry. Let's talk perhaps a post. Let's look at the past year. How would you describe Marikana post the killing of those miners?
Well, Marikana has been, as you are seeing it today, it looks like on the surface as if life is continuing as normal. You see the mine workers are out, they're bringing it, their families, their dogs are coming with, and it's looking calm. But we were here not too long ago, about 3 weeks ago, at a similar rally, and soon after the event, we found that a new member was actually stabbed and he later died. It's very, very difficult to say what will happen. It looks as if people are peaceful, they are getting along with each other, and then a small incident like that would spark a whole issue again. So it is very difficult to say when exactly will this situation and this area return to calm.
To what extent, Silo, would you say maybe thugs and the criminal element may have actually found an opportunity?
That is what Police Commissioner Riapia has said when he was launching the anti-crime forum in Rustenburg, saying that to a large extent, most of the matters that are happening here in Marikana should be not directly linked into union rivalry between the NUM and AMCO. There are criminal elements that are taking advantage of the situation. But over and above that, the question you asked, Lizette, Marikana a year after, it remains a fiercely contested political terrain where you see even political formations taking advantage of the situation. You ask yourself, where have they been when this mine prior to Marikana, or even before the Impala Platinum strike? I guess maybe it's reactionary politics in a sense, but I think going forward there has to be a swift intervention to avert situations like Marikana.
And to me, you wouldn't want to take pictures like the ones you took a year ago, would you?
No, I don't mind. Anytime, Look, like I'm saying, I've been doing this for quite a long time, so when the job calls, I'll have to do it. So I'll definitely do it, yeah.
Well, our colleagues sharing some of their experiences, but also giving us some insights into the mood, the atmosphere, and the people of Marikana. And with that, it's back to you, Leanne, for now.